What's this week's Parsha? Oh, and what should we name it? Ta-da! Hello, welcome back. Parshas Vayigash. So, at this point, Yosef has revealed himself to his brothers. He is Yosef, he is in charge, second in command to the Pharaoh in Mitzrayim. All is well, here's the food, enjoy. And they go back home, they tell Yaakov, the father, hey, Yosef's alive, it's great news. And he says, awesome, it's amazing. One of the things Yaakov tells the tribes before going back, he tells Yehuda to go make a yeshiva in Mitzrayim. So there's a few questions here. We know that by the Avos, by the forefathers, the yeshiva was never left them. There's always a yeshiva near. So the question is, why did Yaakov need to send Yehuda there? Why did he need to send Yehuda to make the yeshiva? And we know. There's seemingly no reason, because the fact that Yosef was already there must have been yeshiva, because the Avos, they never left a yeshiva for them. So here's the thing, there's two sides. On one hand, yes, maybe there was a yeshiva, but Yosef, he was second in command to the Pharaoh. He clearly didn't have enough time to be completely given over to the yeshiva. He had his obligations he had to do. Now, does that mean that there was something missing from Yosef? No. Yosef was amazing. And actually, according to Chassidus, Jewish mysticism, he's actually got to a higher level while he was in Mitzrayim. But the point is, the reason why Yaakov still decided to send Yehuda to go to Mitzrayim and make this yeshiva is because he wanted the yeshiva to be that the Torah that the Torah that was taught and learned over there would be also the ummah of the people there. It would be their full obligation and livelihood, their whole life as a trade would be the learning of Torah. He wanted to be a complete given over to the learning of Torah. It shouldn't just be like I have a yeshiva and I'll come in, every few minutes and I'm doing it. No, he wanted people to be in yeshiva as their whole life would be learning Torah. Now, what's the lesson for us? There's actually many different applications you could learn from this idea of having the idea of Torah and Manasseh. In the clearest sense, it means when you learn Torah, when you do mitzvahs, again, especially Torah, you should be totally give over your time and your attention to the learning of the Torah. Now, practically, can we sit down and just learn Torah all day? Now, in a perfect world, yes, it'll be amazing. Hopefully when Messiah comes, or Mashiach comes, we'll be able to sit all day and just learn Torah without any other things bothering us. But today, what does that mean for us? It means when we do learn Torah, when we do take out time in our day, then let's say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, while using that time, don't be focused on other things. Don't be focused on, I have to do this, I have to do that, because that's not the idea. That's like Yosef. It's fine, but it's not Torah and Manasseh. It's not the complete livelihood. It's not the complete trade, not complete focus at that moment on the learning Torah. It's focused on a whole bunch of other things. So the idea is that when we learn Torah, we have to be completely focused on learning that Torah without any distractions. And whatever time we set aside for ourselves, we have to make sure that time is specifically and only undivided attention to the learning that you're doing. Now, what are other applications of this? It goes for anything in life. Anything you do in life, you can't do one thing and five other things at the same time. If you're doing one thing, do that one thing, and that's it. Don't have any other distractions, because then you won't. Because if you do something with a whole bunch of distractions and you're doing 5 things at once, you probably won't really get anything. And there's a line in Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our fathers, that if you grab everything, you'll grab nothing. If you just try, I'll just multitask, I'll take care of the kids and make dinner and learn with this person and do that, you're not going to really be doing anything at all, because you're trying to do so much that it's like, trying to go to those arcade places and you have that hand that grabs, you could just try, I want to grab everything, and then you know what? You end up grabbing nothing. Okay, those things are meant to not pick up anything, but but the point is, the idea is the same. If you try picking up a whole bunch of stuff and you just most likely things will just fall out. So whatever we do in life, especially with Torah. You have to make sure that that is the one and only focus while doing it, no matter how long you're doing it for, right? Because the Torah is not expecting everyone just to say, no, forget about your livelihood, forget about making a living and putting food on the table and taking care of, family obligations. No, just learn Torah all day. Now, again, that's what we would want to do in a perfect world. And Mashiach comes, and Messiah comes, and redemption comes. That's what's going to happen. We're going to be able to learn Torah all day. But now, at least, try whatever time you put out for Torah, whatever hour or 30-minute, span of the day that you're learning Torah. Make sure that is the one and only focus of that time, and you're not splitting that time into other places. And that's the idea of this yeshiva being a Torah. So I'm going to say that, especially if you're actually in yeshiva currently, the idea of being in yeshiva means you're given over to yeshiva, even if maybe the rules don't make sense and you don't like it. But right now you're in yeshiva. That is your ummah, and that is your trade, and that is you have to put your entire effort and focus in, and worry about other things later. But Torah Yasser when you're learning Torah, make sure that is your one only focus. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great week.